about is that you can hardly breathe because the stench of the garbage is just so bad. It just really is offensive, and it just permeates the entire city. Welcome to Agadir. This is a place that's very popular with German tourists who come here to go to the beach resorts. We are staying in an Airbnb that is less expensive and therefore is about, I don't know, 20-30 minutes walk from the beach in a typical Moroccan neighborhood, just like we've been doing in Marrakesh when we stay in Mohammed 5. We tend to stay local to keep our costs down because we're voluntaristically contributing, doing research and workshops. And so, since this is coming out of our own pocket, we try to stay as local as possible. But that exposes us to the very things that we're researching, which is how to end the pollution that plagues urban development. And the air pollution here is terrible. I mean, the diesel fuel coming from cars like that, I can hardly breathe the air. But then there's the stench from the mixed organic and inorganic residuals, which are everywhere. And obviously by the side of the road, they're in the garbage bins.
Turn right onto Avenue Assaf.
And you can even see down here, people just somehow leave stuff right on the ground. So it is not pleasant smells, it's not pleasant sights, but that is the mission that we're on to help.
Slight right to stay on Avenue Assaf.
Okay, seems I need to take a slight right. Bye-bye. All right, it's almost midnight and we're leaving the apartment so that we can bring our food waste to a vacant lot and dump it with the grass and other organic detritus that we gathered last week, because we refuse to mix plastic, metal, glass, and food residuals. All organic residuals must be turned back into soil, because that's how you reclaim the nutrition that makes things grow, and that's how you close the metabolic rift that would otherwise be created. So we also want to deter so-called vermin, rats, cockroaches, flies. So we do this midnight run once a week from the Airbnb here in Mohammed 5 and do our due diligence to turn organic residuals back into soil for the urban ecosystem while preventing the diseases that otherwise would be associated with unpleasant odors. So here is the vacant lot where we do this. You can see a cat running around there. And this is the spot that we put our residuals in last time, over here. And so we will take this, and now we will simply put our organic residuals on the ground here. And there we go. And that's them right there, ready to turn back into soil. And you can't see it because it's too dark, but I'll throw a couple stones in there. It's okay now, and there is no appreciable odor because we had put some organic detritus in the bucket, and we're going to go get that organic detritus now so that we can repeat this process. Now we are crossing the street to where people take all of their garbage that is unwrapped. So people mix everything up, and there's a stinky place where you're supposed to dump everything, and this is where you find offensive odors and flies and cockroaches and rats, and we don't want to contribute to that. So the NAS is carrying our clean plastic, clean paper, cardboard, and glass and metal, and that is the only thing that we will contribute to the city. So let's check this out. Alright, so now I have to make my way across the street safely and come to the garbage dump area. And here, stinky place where everybody puts everything. And boy, does it smell bad. So we have only clean material that doesn't stink, but as I approach this, that really smells. So, here we go. We've put our inorganic residuals in the mixed area, but I can't find any more cover material for our compost, and that is what I'm looking for here. I do see there are some leaves on the ground here, so let me gather those. Alright, so I've gathered a bit of green leaves. I'll have to find some more material somewhere else in order to use as my cover material, but at least we can continue our composting and not add to this tragic mess over here. Really bad. So this is where we have dumped our compost. Last week we dumped our compost here, and as you can see, it's turned into soil. Some really good black soil, which you don't find in these areas much. So that's a nice black soil. This is what we just dumped now, and when we come back in a few days, it will be soil, because we gather material, cover material, carbon, to go with the carbon-nitrogen ratio of about 30 to 1, and then we are creating soil in an area where there ain't no soil. I mean, look at this. Stuff is just sand and rock. But we've created healthy soil with our compost here in this vacant lot, and that's from tonight. This is from last week, and this is from tonight. And we will continue, because we are not going to mix organic and inorganic material. We are going to do everything we can to close that metabolic rift, even if it means coming out at midnight to a vacant lot and recovering the nutrients there. So that's what we do. What do you do?